Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are. I appreciate you taking a few minutes aside to learn more about the Action Coach opportunity. And in particular today, we're going to talk about the different franchise options there are, some of the fees that are typically associated with those options, as well as the ongoing fees and how to put together the template to generate your first cash flow projection. I've been with Action Coach since 2001 and started to build the team in 2002. Just this year, we added South Carolina after owning Connecticut with a partner since 2004. And these are the knuckleheads that drive me crazy. That's my wife, Jen, and our oldest, Caitlin, Alexa, and our youngest, Peyton. So if you're wondering why I do what I do, it's because of these kids and Jen and the ladies in my life. And because I've got girls, it also requires that I make a decent amount of money because girls are expensive. There are two basic different models at Action Coach when it comes to purchasing the franchise. The first is what we've called the practice for years, and it's basically where you're going to have one coach, as many support people as you like, as many as salespeople as you like, and some of those salespeople can actually do some of the group coaching models. But in working one-on-one with a client, there'll be one coach. So this is a great model for being self-employed when you want it to be a small office or working by yourself in a fractional office space or maybe even out of your house. The other model is what we call the firm. And the firm is where you'd actually own a protected territory. Within that territory, you would find most of your clients because that's where the direct marketing and the networking would take place. You can have unlimited coaches, so if you'd like to build a large team, that's fantastic. And picture it like a local accounting or law firm where you would be the only Action Coach office in the area. In both cases, the investment includes the 10-day training, an opening marketing inventory so you can get up and running, the 3 weeks of pre-training as well as the 3 months of post-training, a business library, and full access to all Action Coach products and offerings, which really focus in the initial stages on the group programs as well as working one-on-one. Once you come back from training, there are some expenses that kick in over time. So basically, depending on the model, it's going to range anywhere from 1 to 2 clients to cover the expenses that are returned to Action Coach. In this kind of a model in a professional service environment, cost of goods sold is very low. So to be able to run this kind of business, it's not a heavy fixed cost investment, and you're able to really scale the profitability of the company based on the number of clients, the number of people in the group programs, and should you choose to go that direction, the number of coaches that are working out of your office. There are a variety of ways that people have financed the franchise over the years. There is an opportunity and a couple of different organizations out there. Benetrends is one that allows you to use your 401k or your IRA and do a rollover. And by doing it through those organizations, you don't have the penalties of early withdrawal or of paying the taxes when you do the conversion. This can be done for a portion of your 401k. It doesn't have to be the whole thing. But we find this a very effective way to utilize funds that you've put away over the years to launch your business. Of course, people have used equity lines of credit, whether it's on your home or out of a stock portfolio, or in some cases you can go to a Roth IRA and just withdraw the money that you've put in over the years as long as you don't withdraw the growth. Some people have put some of the money on credit cards. That can be an expensive proposition, but one, if you've got a great credit card company that you work with, that can be an avenue. We do have some that have gone through the SBA Quick Loan Program, and this is an interesting model through the federal government where you can get up to $150,000 relatively quickly, and the only caveat is that you have to have a W-2 when you go through the SBA process, and you also have to be very patient when it comes to paperwork. This is a government-run program, which means you will be filling out quite a bit of paperwork. And then for some people and for some franchise owners, we have been able to do some payment plans on a portion of the franchise fee, and that would be up to your individual master licensee or the global office. As you start to look at building your financial template, there are a couple things to keep in mind as you start putting together the numbers. Of course, the best source of information is the item 19 and the FDD. But as you look at this model, it's just a couple of rules of thumb. Number one, what I've seen over the years is that 75 to 80% of a coach's revenue comes through one-on-one, and 25 to 30% comes through the group program. So as you build your template, make sure the ratios are in that neck of the woods. The second is that for every new client we get, we do an alignment. And that alignment really helps the coach and the business owner get on the same page, as well as key team members, spouses, and at some times maybe even key suppliers. So when you look at the number of clients you add in a given year, that should be equal to the number of alignments that you do. And I'll contrast that to the next one. In any given month, you're going to put in the number of clients that you are coaching that month. Not the number of new clients, but the cumulative number of clients that you're coaching. All right. And then the last one is that when you look at the group programs, what we're seeing is that it costs anywhere from 17 to 19% of the cost of the programs as defined in the spreadsheet to put people in the room. So that's going to pay for the venue, for the food, for the books that we hand out, basically the hard costs associated with putting someone into that event. And what you'll notice is that those expenses are recognized when the revenue is recognized. So those are some of the keys to the financial template. And of course, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask the master licensee or the LVO. And then finally, a quote from Harry Beckwith. Now, we've had the pleasure of having Harry at a couple of our events, one in Hawaii and one in Barcelona, two great places to vacation, by the way. And he's written some excellent books. His classic is Selling the Invisible. His second one was What Clients Love. And in both of those, he talks about life and about how becoming an entrepreneur is not an easy decision. In fact, it's really geared towards people that have courage, that are brave, that have a good support network around them. And in particular, what I love are the last two lines of this quote. And the experience one day will make you more money, but that experience and that experience of going on your own every day will make you more fulfilled, more complete, and more alive. So thank you for the time today. Now's a great time to start jotting down any questions that you have, and in particular around the difference between the practice and the firm. The firm model, as it is a protected territory, is something that would be easier to resell should that time come. But again, thank you for your time today, and I look forward to catching up with you in the next few days.